Why is it bad to price shop for tattoos? An artist has a right to demand a deposit if they are to design something for you. And if they sketch a design for you and you don't get tattooed by them, they can keep your deposit as payment for the work they did sketching the design. It's not rude to price shop, it's your prerogative, and only an idiot would start getting poked with a needle without the price already being agreed. They should give you an estimate at least. I would avoid going to the cheapest person. Tattoos aren't something to be cheap on. Fundamentally, it's not. It's like any other personal service. Trust me, them girls installing wigs on Instagram wish they could stonewall the price reveal until you're in too deep too. At the end of the day, while quality of work and portfolio will always matter the most, I will never sit for a service from someone who comes across naughty, rude, or above what I ask for. Like, why would I trap myself in a small space with someone that chaps my ass for hours and pay for the experience too? I wouldn't. It simply makes no sense to do so to me. And I have lots and lots of tattoos, so the nice shops and artists are out there. Just have to find them. Cheap tattoos aren't good and good tattoos aren't cheap. It always amazes me that price is so high on so many people's priorities when choosing a tattooist. I have seen girls have a breakdown if they cannot get the hairdresser they want. For something so permanent, getting the right artist has to come first. Because you're asking for an original piece of art that they develop, taking their design to another artist would be really disrespectful. But if you want to price shop different designs, then it's fine, but don't be surprised if they make you pay a deposit. I notice that people assume paying more money equals top quality work. It does not. Tattoo artists are some of the biggest divas you'll meet in your life. The notion that they might be compared in any way to another person breaks their brains. 2 questions. Do you already have tattoos or will this be your first one? Where do you live? I've noticed that some cities like LA in particular will have artists who charge 3x the amount artists in other cities might charge for a similar tattoo, for a variety of reasons. What are your concerns price-wise? A lot of other commenters have already given great recommendations and explanations on how prices are determined. But I'm not sure how big of a price difference y'all get going to a variety of artists. The key is honestly to find someone you vibe with and whose work you like, and be willing to pay whatever is agreed upon as long as it lines up with the time and effort put in. If you are bringing in your own design and it's rather simple or small, it will likely be based on their hourly price, give or take. If it's a bigger and more complicated design, it can go a number of ways. Good luck. Because they want you to just accept their offer instantly, so they made up the idea of it being bad. Do you have any tattoos already? Can you elaborate on what you mean by getting stonewalled? In my experience, people who aren't giving clear answers to the artist's questions are the ones not getting clear responses about cost. Most artists I've seen list their rates online, most often by an hourly rate. Some will do flash tattoos at a set rate, either always or as part of a special. You don't really want to price shop, because then you're talking about going to whomever will do the tattoo for the cheapest amount. This is a one-way ticket to a shitty tattoo. My advice? Have a rough design idea in mind, including size and location. Then look online for an artist whose work you like, and reach out to them about the tattoo. Most artists in my area are charging $150-200 hourly. Be prepared to make compromises on your design based on what your artist recommends. I have tattoos already, and if they don't even give an approximate once the idea is described, I don't go back. It's their job. They do have an approximate of how much it would cost, as it happens with every other job, but they refuse to do so. Go ask around. Stop doing this now. Find multiple tattooists near you online and find an artist that does work in the style of art that you love and want permanently put on your body. Go to that person's shop and show them the tattoo you want and the exact size, print it out if you need. Then ask them how much it would cost and how much deposit you need to make to schedule an appointment for the tattoo to be done when you were ready. It's very much a quality thing. A different artist might have 20 years more experience, so you are paying for quality as well as their time. Is the tattoo simple? Could a 10-year-old draw it well? If so, then price shopping is probably okay. If you want any sort of detail or precision, go with someone who can do the work and knows what they are worth. In Memphis, the going rate is around $125 HR. Some are a little more, some a little less. So they need to see it, size it, decorate to colors, etc. And then think about how long it will take to actually do the piece. So when I'm thinking about getting a new one, I th 8NK about the same things, and try to guess how much it would be before talking to anyone. I have about 15 of them at this time. Most were done in 3-4 HRS. A lot comes down to what style you want, as each artist is usually better at a certain style, traditional, abstract, etc. But if you are getting some bland work done like letters or something easy, then sure, shop around a little bit. But if you're dead set on a certain style, I would find 2, maybe 3 artists that thrive in that area of what you want and then get some estimates. These will be estimates, because I seem to never know how much I'm about to pay until I set the deposit down and they draw it to my liking. Are you asking for an hourly rate? I've never had an issue having an artist giving me their hourly rate. I usually ask for an hourly rate. I figure a tattoo would take at least 2-3 hours and budget for that. I wouldn't tell them you're comparing prices to other places, as that may be insulting. Just ask them to give you a price and they shouldn't have a problem coming up with an estimate for you. In order to give a semi-accurate quote though, they need a good idea of what you're asking them to do, so yeah, you need a photo or an example of what the work involves. Pricing varies according to size, complexity, the artist, length, number of sessions, etc. etc. You really need to give a rather clear idea for your piece to get accurate quote.